Hello, Year 3. Welcome to your next science lesson. Today we'll be talking about healthy and unhealthy foods. First of all, I've written two words onto the board, herbivore and omnivore. Do you think you can remember what those words mean? I'm even going to add carnivore as well. Can you write down what you think those words mean? Can you write a clear answer that describes what each of these words mean? And I'll add answers to the board as well. Well done, have a go. We did do this recently, but see if you can do it without checking your work from before. Well done, Year 3. A herbivore, an animal that only eats plants. An omnivore, an animal that eats plants and other animals. And a carnivore, an animal that eats other animals. And you may even be able to remember some examples from these different animals. And because these animals would have different diets, it would mean they have different teeth. So, for example, a herbivore may not have sharp canines because they would not need those canines for ripping and tearing the meat of other animals. They'll just often have sharp incisors for biting and molars for chewing. So because animals have different diets, they may also have different teeth. Today we're talking about healthy and unhealthy food. And on the board I've drawn some different examples of different foods. And I would like you to decide which you think are the healthy foods and which you think are the unhealthy foods. Of course, in our diets, you can have different foods in your diet, but we need to have a balanced diet. We can't have too much of one thing. For example, apples are very good for you. But if you had a diet of just apples and you only ate apples, that wouldn't be very good for you. You still need a balanced diet. You still need to eat different types of foods. And that's what you'll discuss in your next lesson with Mr. Woodhouse, the different food groups and how much of each food you should have. But today we're just talking about healthy and unhealthy foods. I've got some pictures of different foods on the board. Can you choose which foods you think are the healthy ones and which you think are the unhealthy foods? And I'll add my answers to the board as well. Bananas are healthy. Cake would be unhealthy, lots of sugar in cake. Fish is very good for you, healthy. Sweets, unhealthy. Cucumber, healthy. Coke, unhealthy. Carrots, healthy. Well done if you got those correct. But remember, it's important that you have a balance in your diet and you don't just eat the same foods all the time. You do need different foods from different food groups. You do need some sugar in your diet for energy. So it's important that you have a balance of different foods in your diet. And you'll discuss that more, as I said, with Mr. Woodhouse in your next lesson. Today's task has lots of pictures of different foods. You need to cut them out and stick them into one on top of one of the bags for a healthy bag and an unhealthy bag. You need to have a bag full of healthy food and a bag full of unhealthy food using these pictures above. If you have time, you could also maybe add 2 or 3 more things into your bag. You may need to just use the outside as well, though, to fit them all in or cut them very, very carefully. At the bottom, there's an extra task where you can design a healthy meal and a drink. So think about what you think a really healthy meal would be. Maybe choose 3 or 4 things to put in your meal and a healthy drink to go with your meal. You may also be able to choose a dessert to go with your healthy meal as well. So hopefully everyone can cut the foods out and stick them into the 2 bags for a healthy bag and an unhealthy bag of food. Hopefully you've got time to design a healthy meal. And I have one extra task on the board for people that do finish quickly or if you have time. I've conducted an experiment where I have put a tooth in some water and I've added different amounts of sugar. So I had a glass full of water with a tooth in and I put different amounts of sugar in with those different teeth. And these are the results that I found. When I put 1 spoonful of sugar, the tooth got a little bit of decay, a decay level of 1. When I put 2 spoonfuls of sugar, there was a decay level of 3. The tooth was more decayed, more unhealthy. And as you can see, all the way down to 5 spoonfuls of sugar, which had a decay level of 9, so the tooth was very decayed. And what I'd like you to do, if you have time, is to try and put that information into a bar graph. And I'm just going to clean my board slightly, just to give you a little bit of a reminder. You haven't got to do this, remember, just those people that might finish quickly. We have looked at bar graphs and bar charts in our maths lessons this year. So you will have the numbers going up the side for the level of decay, how decayed the tooth was. 0, 1, 2, 3. And along the bottom, the different spoons of sugar. We'll just do the first one on the board, just to give you an idea. So, when we had 1 spoon of sugar, we had 1 level of decay. A little bit decayed the tooth was. So you do a bar going like that. And you can complete the rest of that graph. You could do that in your maths book if you have a spare page, because it has squares in. It might be easier to do it. You haven't got to do that. That's just an extra challenge if you get that far and you have time left. This is the task for today that I'd like everybody to complete. Thank you for watching Year 3. I will be on Google Meet to discuss this if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.